So my name is Tim Oates. I'm a professor in the Computer Science and Electrical Engineering department. And I've been interested for a really long time in how it is that I and you get to the point where we start out as a newborn who in some real sense doesn't know anything. We can't control our limbs, but we get to the point where I can stand up here and give a semi-coherent talk and you guys can understand what I'm talking about. And so one way to sort of attack that problem and understand the learning algorithms that underlie that is to look at whole brain modeling. That is, how can we construct computational models of the entire brain. We, as a field, know a lot about how the individual building blocks work. We sort of know a fair amount about how neurons operate. We know something about how they're connected into subsystems, so vision, hearing, memory, language is a very mysterious one. We know a lot less about how the systems interact, how do they piece together, and importantly, how does all this yield consciousness, right? How is it that my brain functioning makes me aware of what it's like to stand up here and give a talk and sort of what that color looks like up there? So what we're engaging in is a project to use modern neural networks, and many of you may have heard of neural networks and deep learning. These are terms that are out there in the popular press, to connect them so that they mimic brain functionality and reproduce experimental results from human subjects. So psychologists know a lot about how people behave. Can we make our neural networks behave like that? I don't know what this slide's about. I can't remember why I put this slide here. All right, well, so the idea is that what we're trying to do is draw inspiration from nature, right? Like if the Wright brothers built planes the way birds fly, we would all be nauseous when we're flying because the planes would be sort of doing like that and bobbing up and down, right? So what we're trying to do is to sort of turn back towards nature and get inspiration from nature about things that we know are naturally intelligent to build artificial ones. The big challenge is that the brain is just unbelievably complex. So imagine you know a lot about how transistors work, and I give you this computer. Here's how transistors work. Here's the computer. Now tell me how the Windows operating system works. Reverse engineer that and device drivers and the whole 9 yards. So it's an unbelievably challenging problem just because we don't know the sheer complexity of what's going on up here. And it is interdisciplinary because psychologists ask questions about sort of input-output behavior, neuroscientists measure electrical signals, people like me build computational models, and then you get the philosophers coming in saying stuff, and it's hard to get your mind wrapped around what it takes to build a mind, and that's the challenge that we're going after.